I don't know nobody that's gangster. I don't know nobody that's hungry.
Original, they never will be. Rocking from coast to coast.
Yeah, yeah.
What up, what up? Another Friday edition of the Birdhouse Entertainment Show.
What's up, homie?
Big Germ is definitely in the house.
What's good, baby? Yes, sir. What's up, Cleveland? Everybody, how y'all doing out there?
Yo, I'm feeling good, boy. Another Friday, you know what I'm saying? Another edition, man. We got to keep this train moving forward.
Yes, we do. Yes,
you know
we
what
do.
I'm saying? It is a new year. I'm starting this year off right. I have committed to make some lifestyle changes of my own, and I'm walking every day one step at a time, but I am steadily moving forward.
Yes, sir. We gotta do that.
You know what I'm saying? And so I got my man Big Germ, you know what I'm saying? I know, we gotta stick, you know what I'm saying, stick together, look out for each other, man. You know, life brings challenges, bruh. But you know what I'm saying, you gotta keep your head up.
Yes, sir.
You gotta sharpen each other's like swords. And you know what I'm saying, we gotta share, you know what I'm saying, positive ideas.
All day.
We were talking about trying to fight depression. You know, and it comes and it goes, and it comes in various stages and forms for various reasons. And that's why it's always good to reach out and check on your friends, check on your partners. You never know what we're going through.
You're right about that.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right about that.
And so that's why, you know, sometimes, man, I call you a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We just lost somebody in our community.
Dog, let's talk about it.
I want to just give just a rest in heaven to
cool
man,
cat. He was cool as fuck, man.
Davis.
Cool
You know
as
what I'm
fuck,
saying?
man.
That
Yeah, he was
my
real
dog.
cool. Real cool, Bird.
And you know, and then the people that are around him, you gotta kind of watch them because that depression, it creeps.
Especially the family, man. Will came from a good family. You know what I'm saying? We all grew up on the west side, and you know what's crazy is
sending out, man.
What's crazy is, check this, man. All of our families know each other.
Yeah.
All of our families know. We might not want to what's the word I'm looking for, man? We might not want to acknowledge that shit. But, man, all of our parents grew up with each other.
Yeah.
Let's be real about that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
Stardust Lanes.
Yeah.
And the whole 9 yards, man.
Yeah,
we go way back.
It's a close-knit family over there, man. It's you know, well, it's not close-knit, but we know each other.
Well, it was.
It was at one time. It was at one point in time.
It was very close-knit.
A little bit before us, a little bit, but still.
It was.
It's still.
No,
it's still.
Actually, we were just coming up. We were just young guys.
You know what? I guess I look at it like
it's before they flooded the streets with that poison, for real.
And
you know what I mean?
And let's put it like this, right? I still remember certain mamas beating my ass. You know what I'm saying?
It was like that.
It was like that. You know what I'm saying? If you got your ass caught doing something, you got your ass caught. You know what I'm saying?
And they looked out for everybody.
You didn't know who they was, but they knew who you was.
They knew who your father was.
Right.
Or your mother.
Right. Right. I know your auntie. I know your uncle. I know your cousin.
I'm not having that shit.
And then you go back and tell them who whooped you. Now you about to get another ass whooping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You up there cutting up.
You acting like you ain't got no home training.
And there wasn't no bullshit about, oh, don't touch my child. We didn't grow up with that, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't grow up with that.
You know what? But speaking of the dynamics of childhood, I want to bring something up that I thought was interesting. And I'm just going to kind of just slice my way into this cake.
All right.
I thought that as far as we got with the storyline of BMF, shout out to the whole crew. Shout out to 50. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Lala. Hey, Lala. I just want to say though, man, that I thought that the scene on the episode when they had to get on the run, when their father took whatever he had left,
dug in his pockets,
and gave it to him.
Look here.
That shit touched me, man.
Cause look here, right? He had beef with both of them.
Yeah.
He had beef with both of them.
Rightfully so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, y'all my boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey man, look, right? BMF is touching, man. We don't want to talk about it. It's like a lot of underlying shit that's going on in BMF that they don't really want to bring out to the forefront. For one, right?
Kane, what up?
For one, right? Let me tell y'all, like,
yeah. All right, here I come. Hold it down.
What was crazy is, y'all, it's one particular scene in BMF where my man is talking to him. He's talking to the father. Let me pull up my man's name here real quick.
Yes, sir. Hold it down.
Yeah. I want to say it begins with an L or something. I'm about to pull it up real quick. Charles, that's my man's name. Charles is talking to, I want to say it was 50 Cent. No, not 50 Cent. Snoop Dogg, man. Different rapper. Snoop Dogg, the preacher. And the conversation was that of, he was a little bit upset that his wife stepped to the preacher, and he wasn't happy with that. He wasn't happy with this at all. Because he looked at Snoop as a little snake, a snake, a preacher that you just can't trust. He want that booty. Snoop is just a dude. He a man, and the fact that they gave the preacher, you see him looking at women. He's still a man of the cloth. Carrying the Bible. You know what I'm saying. But at the same time, he's still a man. And he gave them some real... Both. He gave... Now, let me see what my girl's name is, if I can find her. Oh, come on. Lucille. They gave Lucille and Charles both information straight from the Bible that another pastor would tell you as well. And I thought that was cool. At first, I thought my boy Snoop was just being a snake, which he is a snake. But the point of the matter is, he real with it. He gave dude some good advice. And he gave his woman, Lucille, some advice too. I don't even want to try and chop the name up. I'm going to chop the name up, so I'm not even going to go there. But Meech's mom, Lucille, she didn't want to hear what the pastor Snoop was telling her. And I thought that was real. She had her own issues, and to hear something about what you need to do to correct these issues didn't coincide with what she wanted to hear. She didn't want to hear that at all. She felt like she had already made this progress, and it's not working. And at the same time, when the pastor went back and talked to Charles was ready to bust his ass. Like, hey man, look, you don't have a leg to stand on and try to tell me what's going on and how I need to be doing this and doing that with my wife. But still, that was the pastor's place. And I thought that little scene is something that isn't really captured in a lot of programs, a lot of black films. They kind of skate over things. But not here. That was just one scene that kind of caught my eye. Another scene was when my dude. Let me get my thoughts together. Lucille went and stepped to. They don't give her a name, but Charles has another guitarist in the church. And she's a nice little shapely little lady. She's got some hips, Hebrew hips and lips, you know what I'm saying? She's equipped. She's looking nice. And she stepped to her like, hey look, you fucking my dude? What's going on? You fucking my husband? And she checked her on that. Nah. And it was a scene in which neither one lost their cool. It was a more neither one of the ladies lost their cool and just went off the deep end, because the one, Lucille, is upset. There's some static between her and her husband. And at the same time, she sees you, dancing and whatnot, having a good time up here at the not the pastor, but when doing church service. There you go, church service. I ain't been to church in a minute, man. I gotta get back in church. I forgot what it was called. Church service. So yeah, you see her and your man up here. You know they shimmy in. You know what I'm saying? That's a hold on, wait a minute. You shimmying too much. Yeah, well, you know it happens. So she had the stepdog girl wanted to see what's going on. Hey, what's going on with you and my husband? Okay, but neither one of them lost their cool, and there was a more at the end of that scene. It was a level of respect that was given to both women. You know, they both understood where each one was coming from, and they didn't jump down each other's throats about it. You know, they talked it out. They had an understanding. You know, they opened up to each other about it. Cool. They stepped off from that, and I thought, you know, being able to show communication amongst black folks, put it like that, because we can't do that for the most part. Any type of confrontational anything comes up, motherfuckers want to fight. We get defensive. You know, we don't listen to what's actually being said. We instantly get defensive. And so right there, hey, look, we're not doing that. Even though it was in front of a church, you know, maybe that had something to do with it. They did come back from a little, I want to say, revival of some sort, some little trip, you know, church trip, you know, a little outing, you know, together and whatnot. But BMF is showing a lot, just more from the dope game. You know, it's showing a lot more of the family unit. And I'm trying to wait on my boy to get back so we can really get into it, because there's a big part in BMF that they don't talk about, but it hit home. It didn't hit home, but to me it was real, and it's a part that you rarely see in let's say dope sagas, any type of saga, any type of street show that they're talking about. You know, they gave a different, a totally different aspect on that, and we're gonna talk about it in a minute, because that I thought was real good. Because let me pull that up in my head real quick. Charles Flannery. He was talking about how it was good looking, homie. He was talking about how it was all messed up, and you know how nobody wanted to pray for his son in the church. Bird, BMF. When my boy was when everybody started walking out on the pastor. Yeah. When they started preaching, right? They was sending a prayer out for Meech, right? Yeah. Because he had got shot up. And the congregation, as soon as they heard about who it was, they get up and start walking out, right? Right. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, damn, this is fucked up. But at the same time, their father kept it real. Yeah. Father kept it 100. He said, hey, look, because he was talking to his the other guitarist. Yeah. And while he was going, I was just going back and forth about that scene where Lucille and the guitarist are talking in front of the church, because she asked, "Oh girl, you fucking my husband."
Yeah, that was after they went on that little road.
After went on the little retreat, revival, whatever. And I was just saying that you could probably piggyback off this. Mm-hmm. The maturity that them two showed, because both of them understood where they was coming from. Mm-hmm. All right, the women, right? Because neither one of them got defensive, neither one of them got upset. You know, Lucille checked there for a minute. You know, look, I need to ask you something. But like a woman, she said, "Hey, hold up, wait a minute. Let me explain something to you. I don't know what you're saying, but let me explain something to you. You know, I see you up here shimmy with my husband up in the you know, y'all playing guitars and whatnot. You up here shimmying.
Yo, your camera some eye contact, man.
Right.
I'm gonna meet you halfway, because I do want to piggyback off of that.
So look, right, they shimmying, right? Yeah. And so what I was getting at is, because I already talked about that, but there was no silly bitch, you know, I'm about to slap you. Yeah. No ignorant shit that went on with that. Yeah. It was two women that was mature enough.
It was like she saw where she was coming from.
Right. They was both mature
Acting.
enough to see, understand where they coming from. Both women were scorned. You know what I'm saying? Both been hurt by men, and they just want to, you know, find some sort of closure, some sort of comfort. Because she said, hey, look, that's not me. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I respect y'all. And she understood that. She heard her. She understood it. You know what I'm saying? Because whenever we get mad, for the most part, we don't want to hear shit that's going to, if we already think something's going on, we don't want to hear nothing that don't coincide with what we thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So just that little scene right there in BMF, because that's what I was talking about, different scenes in BMF that I don't see in no other, you know, dope story, dope saga. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, say like Power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The maturity level in Power, look, it's like night and day.
But you know, look at it like this though.
What's up? But not to piggyback on that. Wait a minute. Let me give you this
what
though.
I'm saying though, because see, look at, all right. So Tasha and Ghost on Power, they were like a young couple. Feel me? Mm-hmm. On BMF, they middle age.
Oh yeah, they my age pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And another thing that I wanted to piggyback off of before I lose my track of thought, while you were talking about the ladies and their level of maturity, I wanted to know if you peeped out something. I think his name is Hornsby, and it's like something Hornsby is Charles's real name. I want to give him some credit for his talent, and I'm gonna tell you why. His facial expression after he made love to his wife was the guilt that he portrayed on his face looked very believable. Like, he could not believe that was not him, and he couldn't believe that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Now it's like, and now it's eating the line.
It's eating.
It is.
You can tell it's eating.
So it is kind of weird because it's awkward because his wife is so happy that they were able to embrace. It's like her. I don't know how I'm supposed to say this. The way that she is decompressing what just happened when they've been having such tense, you know what I'm saying, arguments, and put him out the house and all of this. You understand? When he turned around, even though it was only for a split second, I think that was like a very important camera shot for that scene. It would have been different if he would have just played it off or, you know, or whatever the case. But I think that the way that they did that was very
spot on.
Yeah. And I also want to mention one more thing. I want you to know, man. You watch? I don't know if you had a chance to catch up with the King of Marytown.
No, Kingston. Mayor Kingston.
Well, I just wanted to tell you because our girl Loudmouth as Tasha Smith. Remember, she directed like the first like 2 episodes of BMF. You know what I'm saying? She also directed the new season of Mayor of Kingstown. That's why I'm saying you gotta watch it because this shit is just getting better and better. All right. Now you know how it left off. Right. Oh my God! Wait till you start watching that shit where it is now. It's.
How many episodes you got in on
that? It might be 3. It might be. I think it's 2. I think the third one comes out Sunday. It just started.
Hey, you know what? It's kind of funny that nobody starts shows at the same time. Which is kind of smart.
I think they
which is kind of smart.
But you know who did do that and they messed up doing it was Disney Plus did that because they dropped some Marvel content and Star Wars content on the same day and it didn't. It hurt the stream. You know what I'm saying? But I be thinking that the TV executives, they be watching that shit. They do that on purpose. If you notice, Stars is running shit right now because they stagger that shit. So like, you feel me? As soon as, remember I told you they had the BMF documentary first. Then they started out BMF second season. As soon as that shit done, they gonna take over the whole year of content. You know what I'm saying? They smart.
One after the other.
They smart. Remember, 50 Cent was gonna pull his shit from Stars, and then he kind of got them to do shit the way he wanted them to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah. Of course, as soon as Look at that.
Yeah, it's all good. But look here, right? Let me jump back on that BMF though, right? Because I wanted to speak, because BMF is. How can I put this right? BMF is bringing out a lot of different aspects of the dope game that was not like you seen parents talk and be affected by their children out here doing whatever they doing.
And
right?
we're talking about from the standpoint of the ones that don't get down.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Because usually you see somebody that smoke. You feel me? No, these are parents that they church going folk trying to raise their kids, and this is back in the 80s when like we really were poor. For real.
Yeah. And when and Charles Meech's father, he straight up said because again back to that scene where everybody walked out, people walking out, right? And not to jump. Let me just jump on to the mom real quick. She stood up and said, "Hey, look, pretty much fuck all y'all hypocrites. Fuck all y'all." You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it was like, yo, prayer changes things. I pray for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I pray for y'all. You see me down and out.
Right.
We going through things. You know what I'm saying? And Bird, the shit was so, that was real. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't trying to hide it. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't want to admit their faults. They don't want to admit, hey, look, we fucking up. She stood up. All of y'all know my business. But y'all just gonna be just disrespectful and just walk out. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, well, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because they out here they some criminals. You know what I'm saying? But as a Christian, your heart's supposed to be open. You supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if your sister in Christ is having an issue. You know what I'm saying? It showed these fake ass niggas getting up, walking out like, I'm not even about to do this. I'm not about to do that.
But you know what though? And then just to get up and walk out in church anyway.
That's
cold.
Yeah. Normally I would see, some of the elders in 2nd Calvary, when they had to leave, they would put their finger up. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. They put their finger up. I never understood. It was like they was taught to do it out of respect.
Like a lower posture.
Right.
You know,
Right. You didn't stand up like you proud and boisterous and shit.
Down,
right.
Don't make no eye contact.
It was almost like you was ashamed.
Yeah.
Embarrassed. Like, I gotta leave. Like what you doing is so disrespectful that you don't walk out like it's,
right.
Like there's no consequences. I guess I only saw it. I saw it. It wasn't really explained to me because I really don't think they just did it out of what they was taught. You know what I'm saying? Out of what they saw. And I understood that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, okay, when you looking on here, on BMF and that scene, that was the first thing. These motherfuckers jumped up like they was in a lunchroom or something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was
it was by the multitude.
Yes. And when she stood up, I was like, oh, okay. And
Let me ask you this.
What's up? Go, because I still got to get back on that.
What you think about my nigga Ashley Larry, though?
Hey, man.
First of all, he got Lamar.
First of all, man.
In the hospital, like,
this nigga's funny, man. He's still cracking jokes and shit.
Yeah.
I can get used to this shit, nigga. Give me that Lamar tax. I was just like, he's stupid, man. He's stupid, man. What's Cornell? What's his name? Wait a minute. Ashley Larry, man. It's not Ashley Larry, man, but
Donnell Rollins.
There you go. Donnell Rollins. Man, that nigga's funny.
Yeah, very.
He's funny.
Very. Have you seen his stand-up?
Yes.
Dude, he is fucking hilarious.
He is funny, man. He's funny. He's
boy,
funny.
Man.
His delivery, the stories he's telling.
Yo, so
everything.
let me ask you this then. So,
No. You about to take me on another story.
Okay,
wait,
sorry.
Let me get back to that BMF because we're about to get off of that.
No, we still on BMF.
We still okay. So look here, right? When Charles, because he shitted on his sons.
Yeah.
Right? This is why BMF got me watching this shit so hard, man, because it's a lot of emotions that the characters are bringing out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of emotions that they're bringing out. So Charles goes, pretty much, these some stupid motherfuckers. They out here doing shit that they know I do not want them to do.
And I told them.
And you want me to look at them and have pity for them. I feel the same way that the congregation did. And if it wasn't for my sons, I probably would have walked out too. I was like, you know what? That's real. You might not be happy with what your kids are doing. You might not be happy with that. It's a lot of people who go through that. Disappointment in their children. You getting hurt by your child, but you still love them. You know what I'm saying? Because when it came down to it, these niggas is on the run. Like you said, he dug up whatever he had in his pocket. Whatever he had in his pockets. Here. Powerful, I don't know when I'm going to see y'all. So that was that. Yo, man.
What do you think about the white girl? The situation that she's in.
Okay, man. So check this out, right? I just knew that shit was going to go bad.
You did?
Come on, man. That shit was getting set up. Like, I was like, you know what? Nah. I'm looking at this shit like, nigga, look, this ain't gonna go good, man. It's not. But when Lamar's baby mama walked up in that bitch, I was pumped up. I was like, look, she ain't no fucking lawyer. I knew that shit, right? Yeah. I didn't know that she was a paralegal, though.
Yeah.
But I was like, how the fuck you gonna walk up in there? Because she knew the jargon. Mm-hmm. She knew how the process worked. Mm-hmm. So she walked up in there like, hey, look, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Let me tell you this, let me tell you that. But before she did that, she got them motherfucking pigs up out of there. I was like, yo, baby girl, you know your shit. You know your shit. Plus, I like the little sex scene that her and Lamar had in the beginning of season 1. I was like, yo, you know, that's your baby mama's right there. Lamar was all up in there like, just go, nigga, go. Yeah. But look here, right? When she stepped to the white girl, she's like, hey, look, you going to fuck this up for everybody, or we're going to take care of you. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. You're going to go to jail. Either way you go, you're going to go to jail. But we can look out for you. Your son can be taken care of if you just bite this bullet. She ate that shit. She was like, look, I'm going to take care of this. These niggas, I don't even know these niggas like that. But hey, what else you got? What else you got? You holding on to a prayer. You best hope that these niggas is real with you, because if you fuck them up, you ain't getting shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
let me say this.
What's up?
Real quick.
I thought that shit was good.
I gotta bring up the one thing that I predicted weeks ago. Mm-hmm. But before I do that, I want to also shine a light on the scene, which I thought was a great scene, that had Meech and Lamar in the interrogation room at the same time.
Dog.
That shit was dope.
Dog. It's so much to BMF.
Yeah.
That you don't see. Mm-hmm. And you know what? And this is what I wanted to say, man.
Like the one nigga that stepped on the dope for him, I knew that was what I knew that.
Right.
I knew he was
right.
I knew it.
Right.
Just whether the camera, you know what I'm talking about?
How they looking? How he looked up? Yeah, he looking back. He looking back.
And I'm familiar.
Right.
Like, you know,
I ain't never been
in the kitchen, and I'm like, I know what he do.
Now, check this out, right? Now,
I know what that is.
Check this out, right? Now look at this shit, right? Whoever is watching, whoever writes for BMF, they coming together saying, hey, look, we ain't gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Because this is already out here. We gonna give the viewers something that they have not seen in the dope game. You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, when they brought Lamar and Meech into the room together, you go, man,
That reminded me.
What y'all doing right here?
That scene, that reminded me of, what was the name of that movie? Slevin? Do you remember that movie Slevin? It had Morgan Freeman and
Seven. Yeah, Seven. With
no,
Pretty
not
Boy.
Seven. No,
Morgan.
you talking about Brad Pitt? No,
Right.
no.
Slevin.
This is called Slevin, I believe, and it had I think Patrick Stewart and Morgan Freeman, I believe, were like they hated each other, but they were gangsters though.
Josh Hartnett, Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Ben Kingsley, Bruce Willis, Stanley Tucci. He's a good actor. Yeah. Lucy Liu in this bit.
Yeah.
All right. Lucky number
That's it.
Lucky number 11.
That's it. So that scene reminded me of that because they had a scene like that where I want to say it was Morgan Freeman and Kingsley. They were both in a chair, but the chairs ended up where their chairs was like they fell over, and they were like literally face to face. You know what I'm talking about, with this like heavy breathing, like stare down thing. You know what I'm saying? But that scene was so intense. But that reminded me of when you had Meech and Lamar in the same room at the same time. He's like, why this motherfucker ain't got no cuffs and I do? You know what I'm saying? But that shit was kind of wicked because really it kind of went kind of fast. Because I'm like, wait a minute, how the fuck did they get both of them niggas in the room at the same time? And they're like, the first one talk, the first one, you know what I'm saying, to go home or whatever. You know what I mean? I like, yo, that shit was wicked.
It was like, man, nah. He was like, man, I ain't telling y'all shit. I'm gonna get this nigga myself. And I'm like, okay then, that's what's up. That was up. Shit, man. That scene right there, it made me think like, yo, like I said, BMF does not want to give you anything that you have already seen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially with that shit bag.
The shit. First of all, man,
so nasty.
It was so nasty, man. It was just that. First of all, man, you got my dude, you busted my dude's neck open, right? He up here bleeding, man. You got him all leaking all over the place, right? He ain't gonna make it.
Gonna get him up for that staph infection.
But that's not enough. You gotta put your feces and dump, man. I could just imagine the smell that came out of that motherfucker. I was just like, yo, that was horrible, man.
So
and what was so funny is, man, I think Lamar still had on them dress shoes and them gaiters and shit. Yeah. And that to me, man, I'm like, this nigga is just, you off the chain, man. In your gaiters and your little stretch pants and shit.
Yeah.
Dumping a shit bag on this nigga in the middle of the street. In the middle of the street. But the nigga did try and pipe him though, man. I mean, you know, he did come after him though, man. I mean, yeah he did. But that scene right there, I was just like, dog, this shit is nasty. Mm-hmm. That was nasty as fuck, man. And he was just like, oh, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. What'd he say? You done eating? Come on, nigga, that shit was stupid, man. He's just laying out. You like, oh, you done eating? I thought he was gonna pick up his food and just walk on off with it.
I really didn't know where he was going with that when he said that. When he first said that, I didn't even.
I didn't know what. I was like, you hungry?
But I guess he answered that question.
Lamar, man, he off the chain. Lamar off the chain.
Too. Yeah, he did. Let me turn this little.
He off the chain, man. Lamar is silly. Hey, that's one. That is one character I look forward to seeing. I gotta see what Lamar doing.
Yeah.
The new Omar out here. You know what I'm saying? From The Wire. You know what I'm saying? That's if that ain't a reincarnation.
I thought the nigga in that bathroom was gonna get you know what I'm saying?
Nigga in the bathroom. Nigga in the bathroom.
When he hit him in the head with that toilet thing and he put that curtain around.
What's that nigga? What was the song they was playing? Cause I want to text you that shit. Wait a minute. Why you treat me so bad? That's what it was. Why you treat me so bad? I don't know my baby. They put the shower curtain on that nigga head and shit.
What you talking about? Can I meet him at his job? Wait, let me see what he said. Yeah, but another thing I wanted to bring up. I predicted him on it. I told you I knew that was the exact right.
Yeah, they was at the dice game.
I knew she was gonna play that role.
She was at the dice game. Monique look good. I give it to her. Look at
Yeah, she did.
you.
But I knew she was going to do that. She wasn't going to
Yeah.
just play no little regular role. I knew she was going to be some kind of a gangster.
She a boss. She bossing it.
That.
She bossing it.
I knew it. But she didn't do bad, though.
I didn't think she did bad.
She didn't do bad.
I didn't think she did bad. You know, I ain't never shot no dice and shit. Yeah. So I be looking at this shit like, man, all right, man, you gotta hit 7 or 11, right?
Yeah, it depends on what roll.
What roll it? Okay, so your first roll.
If you hit it with the first roll,
you good.
But like not 11, but 7, like if you roll it when it's a point,
then you assed out.
Now, if you roll and it's a few different craps, so like, you know what I'm saying? It's a way to, have to break. And then the thing about it is, street dice is different than
the table.
The casino dice. The casino dice, you can for real come up for real when you side bet. And that's what the plan was. T was supposed to bet, Meeks was supposed to side bet, but it ended up T got, you know what I'm saying, they played it for real. They had loaded dice. They was wet. They was rookies, you know what I'm saying? They came into the spot. You really think you about to leave with these niggas' money for real? Niggas not gonna let you leave with their money. Like when you play dice, that's why I only fuck with dice, like street dice, because like you could win, but it always ends up like, say for instance, we was talking about that.
That nigga want to get back.
We was talking about the one jeweler dude that got killed. When I was talking about, we was talking about the whole takeoff shit. And then I said before then there was a jeweler that got killed by the same girl with the same people. That was, he was with Lil Boosie, and he had been cracking niggas in the dice game. And they followed him in the parking lot to his car. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus that whole element, you know what I'm talking about, you know, I got mixed up with these guys and this whole after, you know what I'm talking about, after our life. That's really what it was all about, was the dice game. That's the main thing to it. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Sell some liquor, shoot some dice. So all of the rest of the shit was just bait. So I know extensively about that. Like, yeah, you gotta be. So I see that shit from a different perspective. Like, you feel me? I be looking at that shit. You know how like when something is like funny, you can see right through it. Well, this shit is dope.
It was. Yeah.
It's not as hard as The Wire though.
Yo.
But it's good though.
Hey man.
But the thing is, but The Wire is fiction.
No, not all of it. I didn't know that.
No, the story itself is fiction, but they kind of like made a composite sketch of a lot of different stories that the police really dealt with.
Like that whole clock thing.
The people that wrote that shit, they were really detectives in Baltimore, real, and they really like them stories. That's like a composite of real shit. Like
when they was
the abandoned houses and all of that shit.
Oh, with the bodies.
Yeah.
With the bodies and what was real shit that was in The Wire was how they was fucking with the cops with their little skipping the 5.
Yeah.
And then they would go and put in the locations in the Orange Book.
Yeah.
Or where they was gonna meet up at.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever as fuck, man. I was like, yo, this shit was off the chain. The Wire, hey, The Wire was that shit. You can probably watch that right now.
Yo, did you have any?
That shit was good.
Did you check out any this weekend? Michael B. Jordan, who started. Well, he didn't start on The Wire, but
yeah, he was in it.
Yeah, he was in it, but he started on Children.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but
I didn't know that.
How I found out.
That's cool. All right.
I found out. He hosted Saturday Night Live last Saturday. And I watched a lot of the skits because there's some pretty good ones. Like the one that I thought was the best skit, because Michael B. Jordan is not a funny kind of guy. But they did this one skit where he was like Jake from State Farm. Man, you gotta watch that. That skit is genius. That shit is genius.
Okay.
And during his monologue, he was talking about, he found a clip because where they were filming it years ago was where he filmed All My Children. That same episode was at the same studio, and they showed the clip, and it looked just like
a younger
when he had the braids and stuff. That's how he was on The Wire.
On The Wire,
he had this before The Wire.
Okay.
I just didn't know that.
Yeah, who watch stories?
Nobody.
Right.
You know
Who
what
the
I'm
fuck
saying?
watching
So,
stories?
yeah, no, I didn't know that, but I learned something. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was dope. Though. He's a serious actor.
If you would have asked me, I would have told you his first acting gig was The Wire. Yeah.
No.
All My Children, I'd have been like, nah.
Now,
But yeah, you know.
the one dude. Remember, I was telling you, he was on the big head ass nigga. He was on We on the Night. Remember we was watching We on the Night?
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of got a few people from The Wire over there.
Hey man, We on the Night was tight.
That shit was hard, man.
That shit was.
But it was a true story.
True story. Another more Baltimore shit. Hey, that shit was good.
Yeah.
We on the Night was
that
shit was damn good,
so,
man.
What did you think about
that shit was good.
People?
Okay, so couple things about you.
Okay.
Couple things about you people, right? First of all, man, big shout out to Jonah Hill. You know what I'm saying? Jonah Hill, man, because I'll say this, man. I will say this about white folks. They will talk about themselves.
Yeah. All day.
They will talk about themselves, man, and that's real because you know, being a nigga out here in corporate America, right? Mm-hmm. When you get asked silly questions. You know, because they don't know how to approach you. They might not know what to say, or they done heard something that's in the back of their mind, and they can't quite bring it to the forefront. They always got silly ass questions. And you people, one of the main parts I'm thinking about is when Jonah Hill's mom is talking to she first meets her. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, and the first thing to do is fuck with her hair. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you go, okay, yeah. White women really do that shit. Oh, your hair's just so different. It's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. Maybe they are intimidated, you know, because I've heard other black women say, yeah, they just don't know what to say to us. You know, so instead of them not knowing what to say, they think up of something that they don't think is offensive, or they just don't know how to.
It's mad awkward.
Right, you could tell the tension, you could tell the discomfort, but they still want to reach out. They still want to talk. You know, it's like they're not. They can't read the room. They don't see that, hey, look, what you're saying is making this fucked up, right? But it's their persona. They're just like, oh, we're not racist. We're not calling you a nigga. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to come off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're going to say this ignorant shit to you. We're going to do, but we don't know it's ignorant. We don't know that it's offensive to you. You know what I'm saying? So, and you people, that jumped out real quick. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's my thing. I liked the movie, but it was a very cringy movie.
It was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be.
If that was their objective, they did it.
They wanted to. But
a lot of that stuff, I'm just like, oh my God, you're going to say this next time.
Who was it? Let's put it like this, right? We watching it, and to me, like they could have made Eddie Murphy's character a bigger dick than what he was.
Yeah, they could have. Easily.
They could have made him a real dick, man. And to me, he really wasn't. He did some stupid shit, like when he took the homie to the Crip set, the Crip barbershop, man. Yeah, that shit could have went real south on it, man.
And when you took him to the basketball court.
Hey man, he was hooping. I thought that shit was funny. He was hooping. He came up, got a couple steals and shit. I was like, yeah, go, Joe. You know you can't. You can barely pick your feet up off the ground.
That was funny though.
But you out here hooping, man. It was. And check this
though.
out. Check this out. Right. I'm glad you brought that scene up because it piggybacks to the relationship or the chemistry that you see on the scene with him and Lauren.
Yeah.
This is why I say that. Because you know Jonah Hill can't hoop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't no type of athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You know baby girl is not attracted to this motherfucker.
That's the...
You know that.
Bruh,
you know this.
You fucking kidding, right? There's no way. That's like this. Let me tell you this shit.
Listen.
Hold on. I'm going to switch this camera up, man, just to make things interesting.
Okay.
So listen.
Okay.
Let me say this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she could be looking at me like, yeah, you and Jonah Hill in the same category, you fat, sloppy motherfucker, whatever.
Let me tell you something. There is no... When I saw them, they saw, like, their feet, like, behind, like, under the covers. I said, there is no fucking way.
That's her feet.
And another thing, no, that she, you can't tell me, no, that might be her feet, but you can't tell me she's not under, like, just look. Like, you just can't wait for it to be over.
I'm thinking that's a whole body double right there. Like,
there's no way, man. There's no way.
Uh-huh.
And then did you notice they even played Nipsey Hussle in the motherfucker? Mm-hmm. But did you notice that they played everything West Coast in there?
Everything West Coast.
Everything.
They went back. Yeah,
they did. They played a lot of shit on there, man.
Yo, man, they gave me some CM Dub up in that bitch.
Did. Yeah, they did.
You know, I'm a big CM Dub fan. When I heard some shit, well, I think it was The Hood That Took Me Under. Some shit they was playing.
Yeah, it was The Hood That Took Me
Under. I was like, yo.
Yeah, they played some shit on there.
They did. They played a lot of shit. They had some DJ Quick.
Yeah.
They came with some, I want to say some King T. I think I heard some King T up in that bitch.
It was straight West Coast.
It was all day West Coast.
Straight up.
And then, hold up. Judas and the Black Messiah. When Eddie Murphy walked up in there and he had his shirt, Fran Hampton was murdered.
Yeah.
I was like, it was a time because, okay, so check this out, right? Eddie did that on purpose. He did that shit on purpose because most niggas don't know who Fred Hampton is. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that and you watching it, I had to start explaining. Who is Fred Hampton? Oh, let me explain to you. You know what I'm saying? And for the longest, Bird, I didn't know who he was until I saw Judas and the Black Messiah. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw it, I was just like, damn.
But let me tell you something. Because you just brought up a very valid point. I'm going to tell you something. You just kind of struck a chord with me. Let me tell you something. Let me put this back on. John.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All right. That's the main reason why it is... That's the main benefit to the Birdhouse show. We shine a spotlight on urban entertainment,
right.
And the main reason is because a lot of us ignore a lot of us.
Right.
A lot of us are too busy, right? Or they got this attitude with, man, I don't be watching no TV, man, I don't be on that shit. And what ends up happening is, like, just like you watch Hebrews to Negroes, our history, not only does our history get stripped from us, but then there is no way to pass down these stories. Now, when you're looking at these stories, do you see how important that shit was? You got something about out of Fred Hampton, who you did not know about, who you should have. You're right.
And then you have known about.
And then you doubly refer to, what is it, Jesus and the Black Messiah?
Judas
and the Black Messiah.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, there are people that listen to us, man. And they're going to be like, what these guys are talking about?
What the fuck they talking about? What is this? What is that? But
that's why. That's why. Because half the time, when I bring something up, I'll give you an example. Half the time, I'm going to give you an example. When I say, watch this, and it don't happen, right? And I'd be like, why not? Right? I get the same type of answer every time. So when Mike Tyson fought, and I asked, people were like, oh, I'm not watching that. No, he's washed up. Why would you say that? You understand what I'm saying? But you would spend money, you know what I'm talking about, to do and view and share with all these other cultures, but you will not even engage in your own culture.
Let me tell you this, right? Not to piggyback off this shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we do this shit, though, because I be trying to tell you, it's a lot of shit that deserves credit.
And this is real stupid, man, but I'm going to say it. We as black folks, we don't want to educate ourselves. Anything that comes with us having to read or to learn something, we don't even shine. We look down upon that shit instantly. So yeah, the Birdhouse, we need to talk about it. Like you just said, who is Fred Hampton? How many people watched You People and didn't give a fuck about what his shirt said? See what I'm saying? How many niggas gonna look at that and be like, so? Fred Hampton was murdered. So? See what I'm saying? That mentality is just fucked up. I don't know how to stop that. It's the same mentality of a nigga throwing trash on his own grass.
I'll give you
know what I'm saying?
I'll give you another example. And we're talking about the same person. So Eddie Murphy again.
Mm-hmm.
When he dropped Dolomite, and I asked people, would you watch Dolomite? And they said no.
Nigga,
said no. And then months later, turned around and watched it and was like, you know what, that shit was good. My question is this. Why do you always say no? Why? You're missing so much greatness, man.
But like I said, it's like, you know what? I can't even say that.
You're missing it.
I can't even say what would be. It's got to be something.
It's kind of like a self-hatred though, because like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people. Let me tell you something about us, man. A lot of people are ashamed of their skin. A lot of people don't like the things that their peers do. They don't like the clothes that they wear. They don't like the music that they listen to. They don't like the things that they eat. They don't like the company that they keep. They don't like to go to the places that they go to. So what happens is they isolate themselves. You understand what I'm saying? They marginalize themselves, and they end up where they don't really blend in with how should I say it? You separate yourself from your own kind so much that you lose touch with what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you feel me? Some people really go out of their way to, let's just say, on one hand you can say break stereotypes, but on the other hand, you know what I'm saying, you really kind of like you whitewashing yourself.
You want to separate yourself.
Right. You hate yourself so bad that you don't want to identify as that. Like, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at you, this is what I see.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I always purposely shine a spotlight on urban entertainment to give us a voice, man. Even to amplify it a little bit more. Because you might have missed it, but there was something great that happened. And you got to give them boys that credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's black people that's out here that's really trying to tell a story. And I would prefer if you didn't sleep on it. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, some people don't want to watch BMF. Why not? That's a real story. I got people that really fuck with them. Mm-hmm. For real. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, I want to see that shit. You saw them boys came back to Cleveland, jumped old boy, took the whip. You know what I'm saying? And that was a Toyota Cressida, which, by the way, back then, those cars were like what the Avalon is now, which is like, this is before the Lexus came out. So them was some raw cars for that time. Right. BBS rims, two-tone paint job, all of that shit. Took that shit. And he said, so that bitch took the top shop, got 15 bands for it. Back then, that's a lot of bread.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bread, but I peeped that shit though. I peeped the way that they, you know what I'm saying? And you know Snowfall is getting ready to come back. And I really got my eye on Jerome. Watch Jerome. I'm telling you, this is going to be his season.
Hey, man.
And he beat the brace off of them boys.
Hey, man, I really don't want to watch Snowfall.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to stick with it.
Let me tell you why, though.
I'm going to stick with it.
Let me tell you why.
Because you know what's going to happen.
Ain't nothing good going to happen.
You know, thank you. That's exactly what I said. I got my eye on Jerome. I'm going to hate to watch it happen.
Hey, man,
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen, man. It's going to... Hey, man, I don't
want
to watch
I want to see what the fuck happens to Teddy.
Hey, man, all of them is up the river.
And Eric, what's this boy name? I want to see what happens to Eric, too.
Eric.
His homeboy in the projects that was fucking with Juanita, and she got turned out. His
Franklin's best boy.
Yeah. I want to see what happens. And you know Stacy back on it too.
Nigga, hey man.
Stacy back on that shit too.
I don't care. Look, like I said, man. And look, you can see it.
You can see it.
You can see it from the last season.
No, did you see the trailers? Did you see the trailers? You gonna see? We gonna close the show with that trailer.
Okay.
Man, Jeremy, the writing is on the wall.
I bet it is, man. Rest in peace, Singleton, man, because that's an idol of mine, man. I need to get on this shit, man.
Yo, man, so you do also. So real quick, you need to watch this. It's a movie called Devotion. Devotion on Paramount Plus.
Okay, I'm gonna fuck with it. Because I seen it.
That movie is so good. What else is it? All right, so we know that Snowfall is coming, I believe, February 24th. Dave's birthday.
No. Real quick, because we sleeping on this shit, man. Have you watched Kendrick?
No.
Neither have I.
Now, is that about? It's like
I gotta fuck with
two little girls who
they going in time or some shit. Something about like 1 minute
they got separated or something like
and then the next minute you a slave.
Yeah.
You wake up and man, look, man, it's too much on TV, man. It's just.
Speaking of which, you know what? Remember the movie we was talking about with Janelle Monáe or Antebellum?
Yeah.
She came out as non-binary, and I told you. I told you. The only reason why that shit hit my mind is because that plot sounds just like Antebellum. Remember when she was?
See, I ain't watched that. I ain't. Really
you ain't watched that? Well, it was like that. Where it was like she would wake up and be a slave. It would be enslaved, but. Remember I said that
man, I gotta watch
it every time. Yeah. She does the same shit. So like she does like the thing that I don't like about her is that she always goes over the top with her level of defiance where it's unbelievable. So it's always like TV. It's not realistic. So it's always she always be able to stick it to the man. But it'd be like so in your face where like when she got like a lot of nerve, like she's got a lot of balls doing the stuff she does. But like that last movie I told you she was in.
Kings of
the Onion, the Glass Onion.
Yeah. Everybody doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's like a suspense thriller.
Yeah, mystery.
Yeah.
Okay, she did the exact same thing.
Yo, what's up,
Felicia? The exact same thing. She did the most. You know what I'm talking about? You the one. That had the nerve to do this extreme shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
see, I ain't see that shit.
And then look at you with that now face, that now face, like you feel me? But that's how she do. Because I've seen her. You gotta watch, you know what I'm saying? So if you look at Antebellum, it wasn't a bad movie, but I can't stand like that. I hate that about Janelle Monáe. It's so phony. And she does that. She does that with her music. Yeah. She does that with her performances. And everything that I've seen her on television so far is the exact same person. Except Glass Onion was good.
Hey, I didn't see all the Glass
Onion. That shit was good.
Because it was I gotta watch all that shit. It was, look, Glass Onion, you need to like really have.
There's a plot twist. It's like an act one and then it's an act two. In Act 2, it changes everything what you thought about in the first. Like it's a mystery, so you watching it and you calling it like I bet you such, and I bet you this and that, right? You know how you watch TV and you be like, I bet you this gonna happen. Watch the way that this is such a twist. You be like, I didn't even know that. Like you cheated.
So peep this shit out, right?
You know what I'm saying?
I was watching that shit, right, and I seen where Daniel Craig, they were like him and Monet was staging a death, like she had died and shit, right?
Yeah.
I left,
and you came back, and it was something totally different,
and
right?
It fucked me up, man. I was like, damn, man, what is going on? And I wasn't going too long and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I was just like, okay, like when you watching the movie, right? You can kind of tell how the shit's going. Yeah. I thought I knew where it was going.
Yeah, exactly, and nope.
I came back and I was like,
totally
what
different.
The fuck? I was like, they were standing around and I was like, all right. I'm lost. I need to start it all over, and I never did. I was just like, fuck it. But wait, jump back to BMF.
Okay.
Your boy, hold up, what's the nigga name? The big dude, the big cop.
Steve Harris.
Okay, right. think about most of the movies that he's been in, right?
Yeah.
Especially let's go back to the Tyler Perry movie,
Okay.
right?
What was that? A Woman Scorn?
A woman, something.
Yeah.
You fucked her over, right? You pissed your wife off, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how because you said, Janae, what's her name? Janelle Monáe. She got this certain look, right? She do a certain look, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say this too, right? Because we was talking about The Wire. Our boy Idris Elba.
Yeah.
He got a certain look.
Mm-hmm.
They always most actors give you like they
look. They
go to they look that they got. It's like they got something for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got one too, right? He got your boy got a look too, right? You know what I'm talking about? Because he looked up and he'll like look up, and I was like, nigga, you do this every movie, every motherfucking movie.
Hey man, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Let's talk about his son.
Dude, that's hard. That's hard. And I'm glad he got old boy to step up.
Yeah. Beat Mickey.
Beat this nigga's ass for me, man. Look, because let's put it like this, right? Let's put it like this, right? Birdhouse, man. When I get this mic in front of me, man, this is like therapy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's therapy for me and shit, right? So, a nigga, he came up being a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like, and this is where I identified with my little nigga getting his shoes took. Because in my case, I would turn it over to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to turn it over to the Lord. This nigga, man, and it's not that I felt like I couldn't beat this nigga's ass. I felt like I was carrying a cross. You're going to carry your cross. You're going to bear that cross. Just the same way Jesus did. He walked through the city and people were spitting on him. People going to spit on you when you're a Christian. People going to treat you down and shit. So when I saw this little boy, he didn't want his father to step up because, he knew, hey, look, man, you ain't going to be there.
You can't fight my battles.
Right. You're not going to be there with these niggas got me in the bathroom.
Not only that, I don't think he really wanted to resort to those kind of tactics.
It ain't any.
However, I do have to say this though. I can't leave this conversation without saying this.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I brought him up is because, in all honesty, I'm thinking that he's gonna pick up a gun and assault himself. And that's why he really didn't want to pop. But this is a prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I could be dead wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I talked to somebody that I'll be watching the show with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they brought that up, and I was like, you know what? It might, because he was watching it too on the one episode when he put that shit up in the video.
Right, but this ain't the first time we've seen little dude.
But I'm thinking that when he keep trying to tell him that he don't want him to step up for him, and he don't think that all his answers is not always the answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were talking about depression, and we sometimes talk about like mental health and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta put yourself in his. I hate to say shoes, but you know what I'm saying.
Plus,
I can see this having a dark turn, and especially because his pops is
a cop.
Is an asshole.
Yeah, plus, I mean,
I'm saying I can see if he was but he's an asshole. And sometimes karma is a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
right.
And we're talking about. You know why I say that? Because 50 Cent is one dark ass nigga.
Very.
For real.
Very. But you gotta respect him.
No, I trust you. That's all respect. But I'm saying though, he is not afraid to tug on your emotions strings for the sake of his. Like, he takes his television shit serious.
Mm-hmm.
But that motherfucker is not shy, man. He has done damn near everything you could do to a nigga on camera. Think about it. He did damn near everything you could do to a nigga.
Mm.
For real. He done had niggas cut up in pieces, set on fire, dropped off the bridge, stabbed, suffocated, you name it.
Nigga, he beat up an old woman. He suffocated her. When I saw Kanan do that shit, I was like, man, that's some dark shit right there, man.
Yeah.
He suffocated that woman to get her up in the house and get her up in her apartment and suffocate. I was like, man, that's all the way fucked up. That's all the way fucked up.
He get off on that type of
Right,
shit.
you're right. That's
And,
yeah. You hit it right there. You hit it right there. And I'm gonna tell you why though. Let's think about it. He ain't got no mama.
That's true.
Think about it, man. He brings that shit out up front.
And
I'm missing that love,
I
nigga.
told you he really wanted to be a porn star for real.
Oh, I can understand. Hey, you nothing wrong with that?
Did you ever notice? No, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with that.
But listen to what I'm saying.
Nothing wrong with that.
He says,
Nothing wrong with that.
Did you pay attention to like everything that he does is pushes the envelope with the time frame and the sex scenes and stuff? Like they don't just allude to it and then go to, you feel me? Like when old bro with that Pistons jersey was riding Meech, nigga, that they was doing that shit for a long time with different camera angles, with different, like I'm telling you, 50 Cent take that shit serious, man.
Hey man, I told you, man, when Lamar was smashing his little baby mama on the couch.
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
you ain't see how old boy was
that look like
ass,
right. That's what I'm saying. It's the realization.
Man, that shit look real in them.
Look real. Man. Looks real to me.
And then he even showed the parents get it in, nigga, with the legs up. I'm talking about that shit. She's scratching his back. That shit was intense.
First of all, man, I don't think Lucille's a bad looking woman.
No.
Not at all, man. Not at all, man. She'll work. And when she was laying there, my nigga sitting there like, damn, I just smashed my wife. And he's sitting there like, oh, it's all fucked up. If you look at her, she's laying there and kind of confused. She's laying there kind of confused, like.
No, she really wasn't confused.
You don't think? I don't think she knew.
No, I think she was relieved that she felt that she connected with her husband. When she was scared, she just had a conversation. See, this thing, this is the play. This is what makes it fucked up. The fact that she was relieved.
You saw it like
because
that?
She thought that he was doing something with a girl from the church.
Right.
Simultaneously though.
Right.
He spun her. You go with her. She gonna straighten you out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he really wasn't looking for nothing. He really wasn't trying to get on with the divorcee.
Right.
She really literally threw it at him. But he was wrong for going over there to, what do you say?
Blow off some steam. Blow off some steam. Nigga, whatever. You should have just kept your ass at the house. Mm-hmm. But look here.
Cabinets and shit.
Right, nigga. Well, look here, right?
Cabinet. Man up, nigga. Man up. Don't be no weasel.
Look, my nigga fixing fans, cabinets.
Yeah.
Shit, in a minute, he gonna take apart the ceiling tile. Yeah. Look. Yeah. What I'm saying is this, right? Look. When they was hitting it, right? Yeah. When the parents were smashing, she kept looking at this nigga like, you ain't yourself. Right? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, she kept, her eyes kept.
I'm going on to watch that shit again.
Okay, cause I'm looking like, her reaction, at first it was like, okay, I got you. This is what you want.
But you know what though? But that's what I'm trying to tell you though, man. Suffer her, no. Fuck her. A lot of these problems are created by, I mean, see, this is what I'm saying, man. She was fronting on him.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She really was fronting on him though. You know, and I know that she was going to church and all of that stuff.
Right.
But a lot of these things were things that she was very much a part of. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm saying that to say this. Look, man, we need to be realistic and we need to hold ourselves like really fully accountable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Stop making excuses and then stop trying to act like everything is something that somebody else has to fix all the time. She was doing him dirty, man. Mm-hmm. Flat out. Right. And he tried. And he did try. So,
and like you said, she kicked him out.
I mean, they got problems, man. But see, she's not going to him. She's going to Snoop. She's going to the chick.
Right.
She's going. But my thing is, but when you are in that bed with that man, what did you do?
Oh, she shut him off.
Yeah, okay, so
more than once.
Okay, talk to him, so.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So you gotta be like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Play ball.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Humanity is a motherfucker, but you still gotta live it.
True.
For real.
True.
I know.
True.
I've sacrificed, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? To put all of that shit to the side to try to uphold something decent. You know what I'm saying? And then constantly get shitted on. Yeah, that's hard.
That's a hard pill to swallow, nigga.
It's a hard pill to swallow. You've seen shit like that before.
Oh yeah. No matter what you do, you up the creek. But I will say this. The quicker you realize it, the quicker you can change it. In other words, nigga, you running into a brick wall.
But I don't necessarily think it's all bad though. For them.
Yeah, well,
I mean, don't get me wrong, Joe. My mouth was open. I couldn't believe that he fell for that temptation like that. I did think that he would walk out, but I knew that one of these episodes...
She was too damn black, man. She was too black.
It was all bad for him, man.
Too black. The blacker the berry, man.
I feel bad for him. I'm talking about I feel bad. And especially the way that he just pulled his pants up after he really felt like he...
Oh, yeah, I gotta get the fuck... It wasn't even right.
You did wrong.
It wasn't even right. You know...
You did wrong, man.
And you know what? Let's put it like this. It hit home. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
It hit home. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I was saying that his level, what his contribution is to the cast, his role, and plus, you know,
he makes it more. But
he don't get none of the jewelry. He don't get none of the fly whips. You know, he just plays like a straight up working man. He's trying to do the best of what he can. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be feeling for him. Feeling for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The acting in this bitch is so believable.
So when he pulled his pants up, you know, I felt like he was like a little boy almost. Like
he was disgusted. He was disgusted.
And then, when he rolled over after you know embracing his wife, you feel me? Like the look on his face. I'm saying, like, you know how many times they might have had to say cut. Like, I want you to portray. I need the camera to see this.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And he really did that shit, like with no words to it. See, a lot of people can't do that. I be looking at the acting, like this dude was committed to that role, man.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was believable as fuck.
It was. All day. You felt, let's put it like this, right?
I felt dirty for real. I'm like, damn, I couldn't even.
Dirty, disgusted.
Yeah.
You felt like he betrayed his wife. I feel like he betrayed his wife.
He did.
Because you let's put it like this. You could feel all the emotions coming off this nigga.
I felt like it felt dirty. It felt like dirt was just emitting off of the screen. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just morally. Because at the same time though, he could have walked out of there. She really didn't turn the heat up like that.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like she really could have tried to seduce him, but for real, he could have walked out of there. Like it'd be, you know what I'm saying, some situations, like, you feel me, I can understand how it's hard. He could have walked out of there.
Yeah.
She didn't twist his arm.
He could have.
She didn't try to be vindictive on him or none of that shit.
Nigga, they weren't even on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Right. But hey,
they didn't have to kiss or none of that shit.
Nothing. So it is what it is, man. The show is still good.
Yeah, it's but that's what I like about it though, is because the level of reality, the level of, like, you know what I'm saying, because it's not always happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, look, I don't know, we're gonna wrap it up in a minute, but let's just put it like this, man. When Lamar showed up at the door, I knew he was gonna clean the house, man.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna clean the house. And when he didn't, man, that's another good actor, man. I felt Lamar.
Wait a minute, clean the house?
Yeah, man, I thought he was gonna go over there and just clean everybody up, man.
Are you talking about to their mama house?
Yep.
Oh man, that scene was so intense.
Hey man, I just knew he was about to go in there. And
man, that scene was. I knew the prayer was gonna come through on that one because I prayed.
Hey man,
I knew that the prayer was gonna.
First, she wasn't going for that prayer shit. Right. She wasn't going for that prayer shit at first. Let's be real about it.
Yeah.
She put the knife on the table. She knew she didn't know where it was, but she knew she had it. Mm-hmm. She knew she had it, and she was looking for that bitch. Like, okay, I can't get that. So the next thing she grabbed was her cross. Like, this is the only thing I got. And she grabbed that nigga's hand and made that connection. I'm making that connection. He had it. He had it.
She was like, let me hold you.
I'm gonna pull you close to me.
Yeah, that shit was.
She was like, I'm gonna pull you close to me. This nigga got it. He had it. Like, I don't want to do this. Look, I don't want to hold your hand. That's what he didn't want to do. He didn't want to hold her hand. He didn't want that connection with her. He did not want no type of motherly love, no type of none of that shit. Don't give me no type of love. I ain't here for that.
What trailer did I see?
The trailer to Snowfall.
Snowfall.
Yeah, but when that shit was so intense, them 20 seconds in that scene was intense like a motherfucker, man. I was just like, man, if you do this shit, and I expected him to, I expected Lamar to dunk. I was like, man, you got a heart, baby. All right, cool. This shit is good, man. BMF is a damn good show, man. Damn good show.
So I'm finna pull this up.
Let's check it out.
I'm gonna get us together, man.
All right.
I guess I gotta try to figure out. I'm gonna grab my son down here. And then we're gonna go to Windermere and pick up the whip. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody for joining us. By the way, you know what I'm saying. We shooting the bubble about some good shows though, and I love what I do. I'm having fun. You having fun?
Man, I'm having way more than fun, man. This is.
Yo, man, what else have you been watching, man? I know you've been watching some other shit.
Real quick. Okay. So check this out, right? Check this out. You know your boy a pervert, right?
Yeah.
So check this out, man. I saw on Amazon Prime, Hey You. It's an African movie. Fuck with it. Okay. Fuck with Hey You. Fuck with that because it was Amazon Prime is right there. Boom. Yeah. I saw that shit. I was like, damn, she fine. But it was like a good. How can I say this? We don't have these movies. Mm-hmm. We don't have like innocent boy likes girl movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not anymore.
Right. We never. When did we ever have a boy like what you can say like House Party, some
Boys
shit?
in the Hood, House Party, yeah, all that.
House Party was like kind of like a.
But my nigga on New Jack City was like, cancel that bitch. You know what I'm talking
about? Hey man, you stupid, man. You stupid. Yeah. I ain't talking about no shit like that. But look. That shit was good, man. Hey You reminded me. It was good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like an innocent. It's almost like an innocent black 16 Candles with a stripper in it.
Really?
It was good, man. The shit was like 16 Candles. Like it not that same concept of young teenagers, but innocent love. Like I like you.
Like on the Inkwell type shit.
Inkwell, I can't. Man, I saw the Inkwell like shit.
Remember?
I can't. I'm trying to think what the fuck was. I seen that shit. He was trying to catch a girl, and he had Dwayne Johnson. I think he had his cousin. Oh my god, I can't remember. I remember it was something like that.
Yeah.
It was something like that, like an innocent.
Oh, yo, while I got you though, hold on a second, because I want to revisit something though. Remember we was talking about The Best Man? Was that The Best Man?
All day.
On the
Peacock.
On the Peacock.
And
then you finally had a chance to
Bel Air.
Yeah, Bel Air. I'm gonna tell you where I stopped because you're probably farther than me. But one thing that I did not know, because I started watching it again because we were talking. Mm-hmm. I had stopped. I had already got as far as I was going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when we were talking, I went back to it. Dude, I did not know that Marlon Wayans was his father.
Yes.
And that
shit was good. That shit was good. Hey, man.
That shit was good.
I'm glad you're catching up because, man, it's so much to...
Now, did he actually go back to Philly?
No,
that's what I'm looking like.
Wait. You talking about his dad?
No, I'm talking about the Fresh Prince.
No, he ain't went back to Philly yet.
Okay.
No, he ain't went back to Philly yet, man. But that shit.
You know, I can't believe we're talking about this with the vigor that I am, man. But that Marlon Wayans, that scene was intense because I remember when Vereen was his father on the show.
On the show.
And that was a very intense, but that was only like just one of the
snippet, like
yeah, and it was a commercial
yeah,
instantly.
Yeah.
They really expanded on that shit.
Yeah, they broke that shit down.
I'm talking about he called him a nigga.
They broke that shit down.
He called, they using the F word and all that. I'm like, is this
it went from being. But wait a minute though.
But then you know Peacock does that.
Peacock.
I watched some stuff with what is it, Snoop and Kevin Hart. And man, they be saying some wild shit on there.
But
bro.
it's Peacock though. Peacock is like, look,
it's like their own.
We branch it off,
yep.
like they oh shit. Like Peacock is letting you know, hey, look, yeah, NBC, we got this squeaky polished image for TV, but you ain't watching TV. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good.
Hold on.
Yeah, they showing you, hey, look, you ain't watching TV. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We gonna give it to you. We gonna give it to you because they know people want to watch some real shit. And
pull that out. Go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
And man, that shit was the scene between the father and son. That shit was good. Hey man, the scene with the two sisters.
How far did you get though?
I watched it all. I didn't watch it all.
Okay.
And the sisters, did you see that part?
The sisters, no.
Yeah, because the mom and Aunt Viv, they lightweight get into it. Because she was always
Oh, you know what? Actually, I didn't. I have to watch that again.
Okay, yeah. Because she was always.
I did see some, but I was doing shit.
Okay,
like, I actually stopped and sat down when morning came on.
Okay.
You feel me? So like, go ahead, man. I missed that part.
Yeah, the acting in that shit is off the chain because more so. It's like some real shit. Like you might not have gone through it, but you know of women that have sisters that got issues with each other. You know, for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And they touched on that. You know, it's yo man, that it's well written. You know what I'm saying? Well written. Shit. You know when you watch some shows and you just go, yo man, this shit is just far stretched, or you go, that shit wouldn't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that about this show. I can't say that. Matter of fact, about a lot of the shows that's coming out now, I can't really say that and be like, oh man, just that shit wouldn't happen like that, or I wouldn't even thought like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like the writers of today are looking back at shit and be like, we're not even putting that bullshit out there to cut corners or to try and just smooth shit over. You know what I'm saying? They really doing their due diligence and preparing scenes and scripts and shit. It's on another level. It is. It's because it's hitting home. You know what I'm saying? This shit, it's more so hitting home than anything.
Yo, real quick, I want to mention this too. You did mention that Michael B. Jordan did host Saturday Night Live last week, Saturday. But you know that was also to promote Creed 3. Now, while I'm bringing this up, because I was telling you to check out the movie Devotion. Who has our boy Chick, played by Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is also in Creed 3. Okay. Not only is he also on Creed 3, he's on another movie that has not come out yet.
Ant-Man Wasp.
No, he's on another movie.
Yeah? Okay.
There's another movie that he worked out for. Okay, so he bulked up for Creed 3, and there's a movie, I can't remember the title.
I only seen Creed 3, Devotion, Ant-Man, Quantum shit.
It's called. He's a magazine model.
Damn, I ain't seen that shit.
Yeah, he's a magazine model. Okay, so
this a hard working nigga.
I heard that it's a very controversial movie too.
This nigga is working.
Ain't he?
This nigga
I
working.
told you the first place I saw him was on White Boy Rick. So if you didn't watch that shit, make sure you watch it.
Nigga,
yes. White Boy Rick is so fucking hard, man. Yo, and White Boy Rick is actually part of BMF.
Right, I'm about to say, he was in BMF in Atlanta.
So I'm finna kick this trailer. Check this out. Okay. Snowfall is coming back. I'm excited. Enjoy this.
It's gonna be some rough episodes, man.
Yo, it's gonna be rough, bro. We ain't lying.
It's gonna be rough, man. Shit, Snowfall gonna be rough, man. She is, man. That was my girl, man, but she done broke the family apart.
And I also want to see what's up with his mom.
She done broke up, and the dad.
No, he's dead. Teddy killed him. Remember? That's why his mom was like, let's go get this nigga.
Let's go get this motherfucker.
Because he killed him in Cuba, remember?
Right. They didn't show it. They just...
No, they didn't show it. No,
right, they just talk about it. They just talk about it. They just...
Man, this show, I need to watch this show again, man.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Man, she fucked up the family, man. Jerome's woman that fucked up the family, man. Nigga, this shit,
man.
I'm telling you, man. You know, I'm gonna tell you this after this shit go off.
Oh my!
I'm gonna tell you this shit when it go off, man.
I told you that, man. I can't wait to watch that shit.
I did see that shit, and let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you why it's fucked up. When you first watched the first season of Snowfall, you was kind of rooting for Franklin.
Yeah.
You was rooting for this nigga, even though you know you fucking shit up.
He got turned into a monster, man. He turned into a monster.
And you watch it and you go, damn, man, you was a nigga that was going to school. You was out here with the white boys and shit. We got dip.
Yeah, we got to go ahead and call this one till next week. Yo, I'm not mad that we didn't, you know what I'm saying? We didn't properly close it out, you know what I'm saying, like we do. But that's cool. I got to get my son home. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go get him.
We got to get this stuff wrapped up. So until next week, y'all. Yo, thank you for joining us. A few things we're going to cover next week. I won't tease them. But we are getting close to that game show. Oh, I do want to go over the details of that game show.
Okay.
So until next week, y'all. Thank you for joining us, man. Let me see if I can chase my son down. Peace.
Much love, y'all. Be safe.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to you, J. Neil, with that big-ass scholarship.
Yeah. And I want to say, to Willie's family, you know, much condolences, you know, prayers with y'all. You know, nobody wants to go through that. You know, just our hearts and prayers with y'all. All right, so, you know, he's gone but not forgotten. Y'all stay up, man. Peace out.
Word.